one of these teams a first opportunity to feel good as we head toward March Madness. A very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome on to Dick Tarrant Court inside the Robins Center, along with Greg Beckwith. I'm Bob Black. Greg, quite frankly, neither of these teams have been having a whole lot of fun at the end of the month of February. Both come into this game with 5-game losing streaks. One of them will leave here tonight with a little bit of a smile on their face and a little bit of momentum heading into March.
Well, I think the most important thing for both guys, Bob, to come out and play hard tonight on this court. We want to give them some momentum to get ready for the A-10 tournament. They don't have the depth. They play a lot of guys, or 5 guys play a lot of minutes for each team. They haven't had the confidence. They've lost some close games the last couple games for each team. They really want to come out and just play hard, play with a lot of enthusiasm, get off to good starts, and see where it takes them tonight.
Both teams are coming off of 2-point losses. The Spiders in regulation at home to St. Joseph's, and this UMass team in overtime at George Mason over the weekend. How much do we really know about this UMass team that only has 6 scholarship players at this point in the season? Spider assistant coach Marcus Jenkins was charged with the scouting report on UMass. He gives us a little inside glimpse in tonight's Davenport & Company scouting report.
Seeing them for the first time is really just the new things that we expect to see. You know, having not played them earlier in the season, you know, our guys haven't had a chance to watch a ton of film or be that familiar with them. But in our 2 days of preparation, our guys were locked in and certainly locked in on Pipkins and Pierre and the guys that put up most of the shots for them. But the challenge is really, you know, getting off to a good start ourselves. And, you know, we haven't done that perfectly the last few games, but we want to start the game well. We've actually done a good job at ending the games pretty well in terms of, you know, we've had to come back and we've made some shots and we've kind of done things correctly there. So now we got to start the game off on the right foot and, you know, hopefully get a win here.
And certainly a way to do that will be to at least contain Lawan Pipkins, who Coach Jenkins referenced. He didn't play Saturday against George Mason because of concussion-like symptoms. He's not only leading the UMass Minutemen in scoring, he's leading the Atlantic 10 in scoring, Greg.
Well, he's a dynamic scorer. Remember, he scored 44 points earlier this year against LaSalle, Bob. This guy can score in a variety of ways. He can get to the basket. He's only 5'11", but he's 185 pounds. He's a strong player. Early on in the season, he was getting to the rim, Bob. But now he's settling and taking jump shots, and he will be a big challenge for the Spiders this evening.
He has been scoring at an amazing clip. He's had 20 or more points in 6 straight games. He's scored over 600 points already this season for UMass. One of the Spiders who will be asked to defend him some tonight is Spider redshirt junior guard Quan Four, who's not only doing it at the defensive end, Greg, he's also been a consistent double-figure scorer for Richmond.
Well, he's the Spiders' most experienced guy, Bob, as a junior. You're asking him to do a lot on both ends of the floor. He can get to the lane and finish because of his athleticism, Bob, but I really like what Quan's doing. He's taking up challenges and helping his team wherever they're needed, game for game. He keeps this chemistry together. He's a leader, and a quiet leader that can score outside or inside for the Spiders, and when he gets to the rim, he will dunk on you if you're in front of him. We've seen that a couple times in his career.
He is certainly the energy guy for the Richmond Spiders. He's also the Spiders' most experienced player tonight. Game number 95 in the career of Quan Four for the Richmond Spiders. He and his teammates will try and knock off UMass tonight and start a winning streak of their own. Starting lineups, opening tip, coming up when we come back to Richmond, Virginia.
Some trends are so influential, they can move entire sectors of the market. Take the price of oil. It has the potential to impact the performance of all energy companies. So why continue to take single stock risk? The Energy Sector Spider ETF offers the diversification of the entire energy sector while minimizing your single stock exposure. The Energy Sector Spider, the next chapter in investing. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully.
you may be tuned in to Richmond Spiders Atlantic 10 basketball tonight. We thank you for joining us. Bob Black, Greg Beckwith, our entire Spider TV crew at the Robins Center for the last time this season. Let's check in on the starting lineups as they're being introduced to this crowd here at the Robins Center. UMass at 11-18, 4-12 in the Atlantic 10. They've lost 5 in a row and 10 out of 11. Greg, on our Lumber Liquidators pregame show, we did talk about the return of Lawan Pipkins tonight after missing the George Mason game. He will play tonight, but he won't start. Malik Hines, Unique McLean, Carl Pierre, fine freshman, C.J. Anderson, an outstanding senior, and Rayshawn Miller will be their starting 5.
Well, Carl Pierre, a good-looking freshman for UMass, Bob, a 6'4" freshman. He shoots really well from three-point range, so the Spiders will definitely have to know where he is at all times on the offense.
And for the homestanding Richmond Spiders, the familiar starting 5, Jacob Gilliard, Nick Sherrod, Grant Golden, Quan Four, DeMonte Buckingham. Nobody has been hotter in Atlantic 10 play and will be sorry to see the month of February end than Nick Sherrod, who in February alone, Greg, averaging 21 points a game, shooting 51% from the field.
Well, Nick has played very aggressive on the offensive end. He's not settling for jump shots, Bob. Seeing him take it off the dribble and finish in the lane and get some and ones the old traditional way, and it's Atlantic 10 Conference.
Those are your Select Sector Spiders starting lineup. Select Sector Spiders, the next chapter in investing. Head coach Chris Mooney going for his 235th Richmond Spider victory tonight in his 13th season. The 19th all-time meeting between Richmond and Massachusetts is about to get underway. Our Serve Pro of Richmond and Chesterfield tip-off gets knocked out of bounds. The officials point the Spiders' way, and Richmond will have an opportunity to fire up the game's first shot.
Well, the Spiders want to get off to a good start, Bob. That's the most important thing. As we heard Coach Jenkins say pregame, they have come on strong at the end of the games. They need to start off strong at the beginning of the games.
Spiders averaging 70 points a game, shooting 45% from the field. UMass gives up about 74, and opponents shoot 46% against them. And Grant Golden had an early mismatch with a much smaller Rayshawn Miller on him, and Grant takes advantage.
I thought there'd be a little double team with the mismatch of Miller on Grant that time. He didn't show any type of double team.
Golden now 14 of his past 19 field goal attempts the last 2 games, plus the first 30 seconds of this one. So a good start for Grant, averaging 15 points per game. The Spiders' overall leading scorer. It's a drive along the baseline here by Pierre. He missed it. Buckingham tips the loose ball to Quan Four. All 5 Spider starters score in double figures. Grant Golden with a double-fisted dunk.
Good play by Grant attacking the rim, Bob. Is a breakdown in assignment on defense by UMass that time.
Now C.J. Anderson, their senior out of Memphis, averaging right at 10 points a game. He picked up the slack for Pipkins Saturday at George Mason, scored 21 points and had 6 rebounds. But tonight he's got a turnover on that possession.
Again, it's a good start for Richmond, Bob. This is exactly what the coaching staff wanted to see from the Spiders.
See if they can keep it going. Richmond's 3rd possession. Grant Golden already has 2 buckets. He missed that attempt on the fadeaway turnaround, but hustled after the loose ball. Good energy here in the first minute and a half by the home team. And a backdoor cut for DeMonte Buckingham.
Yeah, good spacing that time by the Spiders. Nice backdoor cut by Buck. Gilliard was able to find him.
And it's not going to take us long to see Lawan Pipkins. He's already waiting at the scorer's table to come in the game. Here's a steal by Jacob Gilliard. Gives it up to Quan Four, who finger rolls it home.
There's a quick 8-0 run for the Spiders to start this game, just like Coach Jenkins wanted to see, Bob. And the Spiders have come out on fire.
Jacob Gilliard with his 78th steal of the season. There it is, 2nd all-time single-season steals at Richmond.
Yeah, what a great play by Jake. We've seen it all year long, Bob. And him jumping in the passing lane, getting those steals. Great instincts for a young man, freshman, coming in a college game. But what a nice play. And again, it's nice to see Grant Gold get off to a quick start, Bob. It's sluggish coming out in the last couple games we've seen in the first half. He's really stepped up in his first 2 minutes of the game for the Spiders.
Richmond off to a great start, 4 for 5 from the field, and an early 8-0 advantage. And now the Spiders will put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to press a little bit in the backcourt. And LaJuan Pipkins, number 2, the 5'11 sophomore out of Chicago, leading the A-10 at 21.5 points per game. And we'll see how the Spiders defend him. There he is with the ball. Anderson. Unique McLean. Better ball movement. Pipkins misses his first shot, and 4 tips it to Sherrod. Spiders could go up by double figures here at the outset.
They have a mismatch with Pipkins on Grant Golden if they want it in the post, Bob.
Back door to Golden. Too easy.
Yep, 2 more points. So the Spiders are really spacing the floor very nicely. Really sharp cutting.
Wow, what a refreshing start for Richmond. A 10-0 run in less than 3 minutes. From the corner, this is Anderson with the deep 3 and the first points of the game for UMass. Anderson, a 35% shooter. They're an excellent long-range shooting team.
Yeah, and they really like this guy. I know he's a senior, Bob, but 6'6". He's had a nice season for UMass.
He had the game-tying layup against George Mason in overtime over the weekend. Heartbreaking loss, as it turned out, for UMass. Wow, how about that by Nick Sherrod? Off of the rim and then between the rim and the backboard.
You can't even call that on the worst game, right? Well, nice cut by Grant Golden there on the last possession for the Spiders. They have really nice spacing right now, and it really caught UMass off guard.
Yeah, and you called that one. They had the mismatch. Golden, LaJuan Pipkins was trying to play him. 7-point Spider lead. Pipkins, as I said, 6 straight 20-point games before missing the contest against George Mason Saturday. That'll be an over-the-back foul on Nick Sherrod.
Pipkins is the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth option on offense for UMass. I know the other guys are double figures. You got Pierre that scores 12 points, but 21.5. He takes about 20 shots a game almost. So he's going to shoot the ball a lot when he gets going here.
He is 18th in the nation in scoring while leading the Atlantic 10. McLean off the left side, and Julius Johnson, the first sub for Richmond, in for Sherrod.
That was a unique shot by McLean.
Yes, it was. Here's another backdoor cut. This one, DeMonte Buckingham. Buck with 4, the Spiders with a 9-point lead. Carl Pierre, the freshman, tied up by Julius Johnson and DeMonte Buckingham. A step back 3 by Anderson, so he's hit 1 from each corner.
The 3's a neutralizer, Bob. It really kills the momentum. Now they're going zone. We expected to see UMass in zone. There's a 2-3 zone right now by UMass.
Anderson was only 1 for 4 from 3-point range against George Mason. He's already got 2 before the first TV timeout tonight. Good ball movement by Richmond. Golden will take the shot. It's a 3. It's short and over the top of the backboard and out of play. Brings us to our first stoppage in play. 15-13 to go, first half. Good start for the Spiders. The Minutemen trying to creep back into it. Richmond leading UMass by half a dozen at our first break with 15-13 to go in the first half from the Robins Center in Richmond, Virginia.
President and Director of Athletics John Hart, along with University of Richmond alumni Paul and Anne-Marie Quealy. Tonight, we are pleased to announce the Quealy's donation of $7.5 million that will serve as the lead gift towards the construction of a new men's and women's basketball training and performance facility. This generous lead gift puts the university halfway towards its funding goal. This new state-of-the-art facility will be located near the Robins Center and an historic Millheiser Gymnasium, and it will house a full-size practice gym, coaches' offices, team locker rooms, academic support areas, sports medicine and nutritional facilities, and a dedicated strength and conditioning center, as well as a heritage hall celebrating Spider athletics. Construction for the project is expected to begin in late spring of 2019, following the successful completion of fundraising to support the project. The construction of the new building should be completed by the fall of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in thanking Paul and Anne-Marie Quealy with a round of applause for providing their leadership and generous support to launch fundraising efforts for the new basketball.
Spiders off to a good start with a 12-6 lead on UMass. That's what assistant coach Marcus Jenkins told us on the pregame show that he was looking for tonight. What is Greg Beckwith looking for tonight? Let's check it out in our Luck Chevrolet keys to the game.
Well, I think good on the ball defense and help defense, Bob. Rotation, dribble penetration helped the Spiders last couple of games. I think we've seen it early on. Good spacing, ball movement on the offensive end. We saw a lot of backdoor cuts, and they've dictated the tempo. We talked about tone of the game. They have done that early on in this first half at the beginning of this game.
Buy your next car or truck from Luck Chevrolet in Ashland, and online at luckchevrolet.com, celebrating 100 years of Chevy sales and service. All right, Spiders with a 6-point lead, but UMass with the basketball. They've gotten a couple of threes from C.J. Anderson, who's got it right now. Gives it up to Pipkins. Nathan Kao, Spider freshman in the game, off of the Richmond bench. Pipkins drives around Quan Ford, dishes it in the corner for a deep three by Pierre that misses, and the Spiders have a run out, and Julius Johnson misses a reverse layup.
He was tripping on his way into that layup, and it just fell out.
Now Anderson with another three. He's got 3 of them.
Yeah, all the points right now by C.J. Anderson for UMass.
He had 21 against George Mason on Saturday. And the Spider lead all of a sudden just 3 now. Zone defense by UMass, leaving Golden open, and he lips it in.
It's a nice start for Grant, Bob. He really needed it. He looks a lot more energized today.
Boy, that's a deep three by Pipkins, and he knocks it down. 4 threes for all 12 of UMass's points.
That's what he'll do now. Well, we talked about him going to the hoop and trying to get to the hoop early on in the season. Now he's pulling up for threes.
They average 9 3-pointers a game. That's the second most in the Atlantic 10. Quan Ford looks to answer, but it spins out on him. And back comes UMass. Rayshawn Miller into the offensive zone. A former walk-on. They've got several of those on this UMass team. They've got a couple of former managers who are now in uniform. Anderson, close in, can't get it to go. He needs to step back further, doesn't he?
A little too close that time, Bob.
And the lead stays at 2 for Richmond. Down the lane, Golden to Gilliard for a reverse layup.
Yeah, it's too easy right now. They play man-to-man. The Spiders are just chopping them up.
This is a tough offense to defend the first time you see it, which UMass is seeing for the first time. And a first-year head coach, too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Matt McCall.
I haven't seen the Spiders passing cut offense.
Miller along the baseline around Golden. Missed it, but got it back. And Pipkins with an open three.
You don't miss too many of those, Bob.
Nope, 42%. He's made the most three-pointers of anyone in the A-10. He's now got 96. Some teams don't have 96.
Just going to say, that's a lot of three-pointers right there.
Spider lead is 1. Gilliard from way downtown. He's a 35% shooter from out there, and he has 5 points. Rayshawn Miller's a 6'1 junior from Boston. Taking it inside, but couldn't get a shot away. Spiders are fairly tall right now, with Golden and Kao both in the game. Pipkins with the crossover misses, but a second chance opportunity for UMass. Pierre misses. They're going to get a third chance. And Golden, amongst the league leaders in block shots, not only gets the block, he gets the ball and wows the crowd by going behind his back.
But Gilliard can't finish it off.
Yeah, Jake rushed that one. He was wide open. He rushed it.
4-point Richmond lead. They've also got Randall West in the game right now for UMass. He's a guy they plucked off of their football team because their roster was so depleted. He doesn't even have a name on the back of his jersey, number 41. Randall West for UMass. That's Jacob Gilliard. He's got 5 first-half points for Richmond, and the Spiders have a 4-point lead at the timeout.
I don't go for fads. I go for things that are natural, that will always look great, like our handcrafted Morningstar bamboo floors. I like to stand out from the crowd and wanted a floor that fit our style. That's Morningstar bamboo. It says something about me and my family, the things we care about. So when it came to bamboo floors, there was only one choice: Lumber Liquidators. They have top brands like Morningstar and experts to help at every step. And their prices? Well, let's just say it's worth the trip. Lumber Liquidators.
Richmond basketball is brought to you in part by Cabell Childress, the #1 agent with Long & Foster, who sold 265 homes in 2016. Cabell Childress is the personal realtor of men's basketball coach Chris Mooney, football coach Russ Huseman, and men's lacrosse coach Dan Chamot. Contact Cabell Childress, a 1998 UR grad, to help you buy or sell a home in RVA. By the UR Spider Shop online, your place for University of Richmond gear and supplies. Visit urspidershop.com for your spider supplies today.
I don't go for fads. I go for things that are natural, that will always look great, like our
11:21 to go, first half. The Spiders with a 19-15 lead on UMass. And Greg, if you go inside the numbers on the stat sheet, Richmond is 9 of 15, 60%. UMass is 5 of 14, only 36%. The most telltale number as to why that's the case, Richmond's points in the paint. 14-0 on UMass. They are getting point-blank range shots.
Anytime UMass is playing man-to-man, Bob, that motion offense, the Spiders are getting cuts and layups. I guess there's no man-to-man defense. Now, however, UMass is 5 for 9 from three-point range, is keeping it a little bit close.
Sure.
At least on their three-point shooting right now.
That's why they're never out of a game. You know, that's why they've staged some remarkable comebacks this year, is because they can knock down the three ball. They did it the other day against George Mason. Down 16 and came all the way back. There's their first points in the paint. C.J. Anderson's got him, and he's already in double figures with 11.
Yeah, that was too easy that time. No help for Jake that time on a mismatch.
Now the Spiders go a little bit smaller. Grant Golden with 8 points goes to the bench for the first time to get a little bit of a breather. There's Nathan Kao in the post to Julius Johnson from the wing. And JJ's offensive struggles continue, unfortunately, for him and the Spiders. The lead is just 2. UMass has not led. Richmond has had as much as a 10-point lead when they jumped to a 10-0 advantage. The fadeaway by Pipkins is no good, but they'll get another second chance. And underneath the basket, Malik Hines with his first points.
It's tied up already, Bob.
Yep.
Yeah, their scrappy team, like you said, a three-point shot will neutralize everything and keep you in the game, and that's what they've been able to do in this first half.
Hines is their best interior presence. Buckingham from the foul line for 2.
Now, I know the Spiders feel like they get any shot anytime, wherever they want in this game. And that's no knock on UMass. As you mentioned, they're just not familiar with the Spiders' offense.
10 minutes to go, first half. Unique McLean, redshirt freshman out of Brooklyn. Really good athlete.
Yeah, it's a unique name.
Buckingham goes for the steal, sliding on the court right in front of us. But Pipkins comes up with it. Acrobatic off
balance shot off of the rim and good.
Tough shot.
He was flailing all over the lane as he flung that thing up.
There's a lot of holes in this zone, Bob. High post area is open. Right at the free throw line where Buck caught it, and you'll get any shot you want once it goes there.
Gilliard, a nice spinning layup off the window. He's got 7. And a block shot by KO and Buckingham with the run out for Richmond. But loses the ball, and he's down on the floor again. KO, one more pass to Sherrod. The teardrop is around the rim and out.
There's a lot of action right now.
Officially, they gave that last UMass basket to Malik Hines. I guess they said that he tipped it in on the shot by Pipkins. And now an offensive foul coming against UMass on C.J. Anderson, and he's going to come out of the game with his first personal foul.
Yeah, that's the first time I saw that a referee call offensive player smacking a guy's hand away. That's what C.J. Anderson did with Gilliard.
You would not get that call on the playground, I can tell you that. Zone by UMass. Ball movement by Richmond. Joe Kirby in for the first time. Grant Golden is back. 10 to shoot. Golden will. And score. 24th double-figure game of the year already for Grant with 10.
Yeah, he's on fire here in the first half. Looks really good.
5 for 7 from the floor. Richmond by 4. Pipkins gets a screen. Gives it up to Pierre. Who missed it, but McLean rises above the rim. They say he's got a 43-inch vertical leap. He used it there.
Yeah, you can see it. He really got up on that one.
Golden again. 2 more. And he's doing it from everywhere in the offensive zone, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's not hesitating tonight.
Spiders by 4, 7:15 to go here in the first half. Both of these teams mired in 5-game losing streaks. UMass tied for 13th with Fordham in the A-10. Richmond tied for 8th with Dayton. Blocked shot by Golden at the defensive end, and then he's fouled. So Grant doing it on offense with 12 points. He's doing it on defense with his second block shot. Grant Golden 6 for 8 from the field for a dozen points. And Richmond with a 4-point lead at the 7-minute mark of the first half. We've had good excitement through the first 13 minutes of game action. We also had good excitement there during the timeout, Greg Beckwith, where A fan just made a half-court shot and got free pizza for everybody in the building. Does that include us?
That includes us, I hope. That'll be great.
Grant Golden's made every other shot
yes, he
in the
has.
building tonight for Richmond.
Yeah, he's been on fire. He's come out with the right attitude, Bob. I think, you know, he's really energetic. He's really in attacking mode. You see him really crisp on his passing. We saw some nice passes from him. He's really engaged mentally. That's what I like about Grant's game this evening.
And the Spiders as a team shooting well, 62% from the field. They shot it really well against UMass last year, and their win at Amherst shot 57%. Spiders made 15 three-pointers in that win on the road last season. Richmond has won 4 straight in this series. Shot clock in single digits. It's going to be Golden again, this time from three-point range, but he threw up an air ball.
He got really excited on that one. He's too wide open that time.
Pierre fouled as he goes baseline. Quan 4 picks up the personal. Been a relatively whistle-free first half. 2 team fouls on each team.
A pretty clean game. Spiders are getting really good looks on the offensive end, though.
See what Pipkins to do with the ball here, as Greg mentioned on our open. 44 against LaSalle, at 34 against Niagara, 27 against Rhode Island. And C.J. Anderson has 13 against Richmond. He actually did not score in the game against the Spiders last year.
Yeah. He's got a really nice game this year, Bob. He's a nice compliment to Pipkins.
Quan 4 and Buckingham. Off of the dribble, Buck's going to leave that well short. And he was actually defended by the football quarterback.
Yes, he was.
That time,
he was.
Randall West, who's only been with this team about 2.5 weeks. Oh, Nick Sherrod with a nice play to poke it free, and then Quan 4 with an equally nice play to knock it off of McLean and out of bounds.
Yeah, quick hands by Nick Sherrod that time, and Quan able to, with his athleticism, get the ball and knock it off the offensive player.
Spiders protecting a 2-point lead.
You know, Bob, when the Spiders are looking at this zone, it really helps them, you know, kind of practice or go against, not practice, but get familiar with the zone play. And coming up on next week's tournament, they may see some zone, so get a good look at how to attack zones. So this is good. And they're getting good shots. They're going right into that middle of the zone defense, which you're supposed to do.
Nick Sherrod, the last basket, his first points. Under 5 to go first half. Anderson has had the hot hand. Takes the 3 over Grant Golden, and he's still hot.
Yeah, and he's shaking his head, saying, no one can watch me here. But it's good defense. That's a tough matchup for Grant on the perimeter there.
16 points for C.J. Anderson, 6 for 7 from the field, including 4 for 4 from three-point range. So the Spiders go right to the rim for Grant Golden to answer.
And they're making it easy tonight, Bob. Go to high post and high-low actions there, or kick it to the opposite side and get wide open shots for Richmond against that 2-3 zone.
22 points in the paint for the Spiders. Anderson, though, can't be stopped. He's got 18.
Wow.
31-30. Golden, nice fake. And finish.
It's back and forth. Golden and C.J. Anderson here.
The other 4 guys just go take a seat.
One-on-one.
3-point Richmond lead. Pierre has not scored yet. He averages 12 a game. Anderson on the crossover through 3. Spiders with the turnaround. This one misses. And Golden comes up with the loose ball. Jacob Gilliard has 7. And that's going to be a foul under the basket as Golden was fighting for position with Randall West, and it'll be West who will pick up the foul.
They call a holding. Is that 10-yard penalty on Randall West?
That's what that yellow flag is out there on the court, a penalty flag. All right, 3:27 to go first half. Grant Golden with 16 first half points, and the Spiders with a 3-point lead. 3:27 before the break.
Luck Chevrolet is the Chevy truck expert, period. If you use your truck for work, for play, or both, then go where the truck guys go. Frustrated with deceptive pricing that excludes destination fees or non-qualified rebates? Buy with confidence at Luck, where there are no hidden fees, upfront and honest pricing, and trustworthy employees. Go to luckchevrolet.com to see how much you can save. Shopping for a new car or truck? Buy it from Luck Chevrolet in Ashland.
Some trends are so influential, they can move entire sectors of the market. Take the price of oil. It has the potential to impact the performance of all energy companies. So why continue to take single stock risk? The Energy Sector Spider ETF offers the diversification of the entire energy sector while minimizing your single stock exposure. The Energy Sector Spider, the next chapter in investing. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Go to sectorspiders.com for a prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully.
From above the rim at the Robins Center with Richmond leading UMass by 3. Let's go down underneath the rim and check in on what's coming up at halftime. Our Lumber Liquidators halftime show with Matt Smith. Matt?
Victorious over Davidson last night. We're going to have some highlights from that game and talk about a little bit their game coming up 11 a.m. Friday against Dayton in the Atlantic 10 tournament. That coming up at halftime along with scores, highlights, and stats. Just in a few minutes. Back to you guys.
Hi, Matt Smith. Thank you.
Bob, you look at it, 7 for 9 for C.J. Anderson. He has 18 points in 15 minutes in the first half.
Offensive explosions by Anderson and Golden. Right now, Grant getting a breather on the Richmond bench. Sherrod against that zone, probing it with under 10 to shoot.
This is good for a guy like K.O. who's in for Grant and Nick Sherrod to practice his shooting from the perimeter.
He's just about 40% on the year from three-point range, and he knew he was taking that one.
Well, I'm looking at is K.O. playing down there on the block, Bob, and understanding what he's supposed to do against his own defense.
Spider lead at 6. K.O. out on the perimeter. Pipkins shoots over him, and Sherrod with the rebound. And a travel on Buckingham as he kind of fumbled the ball as he went to make the right pass back, but he just didn't quite execute.
Yeah, I got stuck on his hip, actually, when he was kind of flipping it back to Nick, who was trailing the play. It's a good idea, but got stuck on his hip.
Spiders turn it over for just the second time in the game. They have played a very clean first half. They've shot the ball well. They haven't turned it over and have a 6-point lead. McLean gives it up to Pierre, and now Pipkins splitting the defense and drawing the contact.
Yeah, he forced the issue that time to get the referee to make that call. They call it a 2-shot foul as well. Yeah, there's a little hold on 4 on the arm there on the drive.
And Lawan Pipkins will go to the free throw line. Very good free throw shooter, as you might imagine. It's 79%. And he gets there a lot. He's made 100 free throws on the year.
Adam Smith, the trainer for the Spiders, tended to Nick Sherrod's left hand. It looks like one of the, in between the fingers, it looks like.
Not his shooting hand is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, cleaning it up a little bit.
Yeah. And now Pipkins to the line. Mentioned some of his high-scoring games. The one I left out of that list was the 38 he had against VCU.
Yeah, big-time game against VCU. It feels like the Spiders are up by like 10. It's a 5-point game. 2:19 left in this first half. Pretty clean game, but Spiders have gotten what they wanted on the offensive end for sure. Been very crisp.
8 for Pipkins. And the Spiders with the ball and a 4-point lead. Gilliard off a screen from Golden. 2 minutes to go, first half. Sherrod faking the deep 3 and taking a tough 2 off the back of the rim. Pipkins quickly ahead to Miller. Pipkins from deep. Good rebound by Grant Golden. Spiders push. Gilliard, look at that shake and bake move, but lost the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a quick move by Jake. Just lost it, gone in. A little sloppy here. Last minute and a half here for the Spiders. See if they can get a steal and get an easy bucket here.
1:30 to go. Carl Pierre still has not scored, and UMass going to turn it over. That was an unforced mistake.
Yeah, Pipkins went back door, and McLean just threw the ball out of bounds. But Pipkins is going to stay out there.
Saw a good look of their first-year head coach, Matt McCall, came to Amherst from Chattanooga after 2 years with the Mocs, with 1 NCAA. Yep. Nice hesitation move by Grant Golden, the double clutch, and he's got 18.
Yeah, nice move by Grant. Yeah, McCall's a good young prospect, a good coach. 48 wins, 48 and 18, 2 years at Chattanooga.
Hey, Billy Donovan disciple.
Yeah, right? Went to the Final Four, Elite 8, had a national championship under the Donovan staff.
Pierre still looking for his first points. And Buckingham with the Richmond rebound. Underneath the basket, Buckingham rolls it in. And Gilliard gets a steal of the inbounds pass. And Gilliard misses the 3, but Golden the rebound, and the Spiders can go for the last shot. Ball knocked out of bounds, and Chris Mooney had been jumping up and down on the sideline wanting a timeout. Nobody saw him with all the action at the other end of the court. But how about Grant Golden here in the first half?
Well, I just like his mental approach, Bob, what he's come into. But you're hitting a 3 with Nick on that play. It's a zone defense where they really looked at. But they're finding Grant posting up, and he's getting his points in a variety of ways in this first half. Nice post up and finish there. And you got to like it. And then Buck just grabbing the ball and just getting it up somehow or another. I thought he was going to hit the floor. We're used to seeing him fall on the floor after it plays. But the Spiders are finding ways to get buckets, and a lot of buckets in the paint for sure in this first half.
And I'll let you know a little secret, Greg. I am learning Jacob Gilliard's secrets as well, because I didn't put my head down after that basket to write down Buck's points, because I knew Gilliard was sneaking up for that steal. I have missed 3 or 4 of his steals this year because I was doing that. I didn't do it that time.
Yeah, he's watching where they're throwing that ball out inbounds, and he's coming back and stealing it.
Saw that one coming. All right, the Spiders now can get the last shot of the first half, and they can actually equal the lead at the start of the half. When they jump to a 10-0 lead, they could go to the locker room up by 10 with a basket here. Will they look for Golden with the hot hand, or will somebody else get a shot?
Yeah, it looks like a 2-3 right now.
They're looking for Grant Golden. They found Grant Golden. Buckingham, oh, it was halfway down, rolling around the rim, and spilled out on him.
He can't believe it. Spilled out on him. He's looking at it, but overall in the first half, great first half for the Spiders. They got good spacing that we talked about, good cutting against the man-to-man, really attacked the zone in the right manner, high-low action, kicking the ball in, and then one man really was scoring a lot of points, and that's Grant Golden in his first half.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of high fives as he heads to the locker room, and deservedly so. Grant 9 of 13 in the first half. He's almost got a double-double. He's got 18 points and 8 rebounds in the first half, and the only one able to match him is C.J. Anderson for UMass, because he also has 18 points and is 7 of 9 from the field and 4 for 4 from three-point range. Two great individual offensive performances, Greg.
No question. Grant Golden showing his repertoire and hitting the jump shot, is button up, and then the Spiders have really spread the ball around in the first half against that zone defense of UMass, and then you see the high-low action there. That's what's there. And then just a nice, easy bounce pass for Grant right there. And then inside, he's getting it inside and outside in the first half. Gotta like what you see with the Spiders, man.
Spider football team coming onto the hardwood here at the Robins Center as academic student athletes are being recognized here. The Spider football team with their highest GPA ever under Russ Huseman or under any coach for that matter. So the Spiders being recognized, and the Richmond women's basketball team, which scored a win last night against Davidson in the Atlantic 10 tournament. They will play Friday coming up at 11 a.m. here in Richmond, taking on the Dayton Flyers. Our Robert Fish was on the call for the game yesterday. Big win for the Spiders. Let's take a look at those women's basketball highlights from yesterday.
On the right wing and knocks down the three.
Great ball movement by Richmond.
The difference tonight is the shot clock down to 2 for the Spiders defensively, and Jade Hines.
Davidson continue to play man-to-man, trying to keep the Spiders out the paint.
Driving layup from deep. Basketball. Crossover dribble into the lane. Michaela Parson makes it 7-0. Three-point shooter in number. Spiders get a...
Richmond has made some key subs with some shooters in the game currently.
Parson with the fake and the dribble drive in traffic, laying off the out of this tournament game. Parson swings it to Fee. There's the three-pointer. There's off the rim and back in to Lyon, who will fake and drive into Hudala. That is a charging foul. Outlet pass here to Timpton up the floor is cut off. And now Michaela to the free throw line all the way around and hits for her.
Davidson is at 28%.
Turner slams into Hudala, and there's another shot. Midcourt knocked away from Hudala, picked up by Davidson, and Murphy swipes it back at the other end as she... So maybe one was changed.
Okay.
Rebound tip to White, and as it got loose.
Parson was down there battling, trying to keep
the top. 13 to shoot. Alex drives. He up and under out front. Finds Parson in the lane. The jump stop is good. And look at Duggan with the steal. Duggan gives to Parson on the break, and the left-hand layup. Entry to Clark, little turnaround jumper, and it settles into the rim. Nice basket. This year. Here's Parson from deep in the corner for three. Donovan's going to drive the lane right into guess who?
Alicia Gala, that is her third charge for the game today.
Pass to Parson down the floor. Only Lyon to beat and lays it in around Lyon's defense. Fee has an open three in transition and hits. And why not? There was nobody there, and Fee knocks it down. Parson around the screen, an open jumper, good. That's some of the same here. Parson to take the three, and it's good this time. Oh, that's a big basket. Latt here late in the game. Parson pull-up jumper in the mid-post, left of the lane, scores. And the horn sounds, and the Spiders get a tournament win. First round tournament action between the 8 and 9 seeds. And a hard-fought, well-played game, and the Richmond Spiders hold on for a 62-53 advantage.
Over Davidson. Good luck to them on Friday, an 11 o'clock tip right here in Richmond in the Atlantic 10 tournament. When we come back, we'll take a look at some first half numbers, but here's Grant Golden. A big first half for him, 18 points to lead the way for the Spiders. Grant Golden doing it from inside, and then with a head fake and underneath move for 2 more of his 18. Back after this on Spider TV.
From splashing spills to gushing leaks, your floors are a battleground. But in the war against water, they have a new ally. Lumber Liquidators exclusive flooring designed to protect your investment. Products like Corlux, Avella, and Felsen promise total waterproof protection, while Dream Home X2O delivers twice the water resistance of other laminates. Visit Lumber Liquidators today for the best selection of wood-look waterproof flooring and worry-proof your home. Lumber Liquidators, hardwood floors for less.
Before you choose a replacement window company, you want to know which window company other homeowners chose, right? We're Renewal by Andersen, and these are the over 7,000 Central Virginia homeowners who chose our window. We are the replacement window division of Andersen, and with us, you won't get the runaround between a manufacturer and some installer. We are the manufacturer and the installer. Buy one window and get your next window 40% off with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. Choose the window that all of these local homeowners chose. Don't cut corners by putting in low-end vinyl windows. Our composite window material is 2 times stronger than vinyl. Buy one window and get your next window 40% off with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. For your free window diagnosis, call 1-800-485-8686.
From small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, Quality Productions. Telling your story.
Back at the Robins Center, Spiders on top by 8 at halftime, 40-32 over the Minutemen. Let's take a look at some of those first half numbers led by the Spiders. Grant Golden's 18 points individually. The Spiders shot at 58% from the floor in the first half. UMass 41%. The three-point shooting, though, did favor the Minutemen, and that's how they stayed in it early, making 5 three-pointers in the first 10 minutes, finishing the half 43% behind the arc. Rebounding almost dead even. Offensive rebounds, UMass with a slight advantage in that category. The Spiders, though, leading in the game by 8. The other rebounds and the turnovers, as you see right there, Spiders took very good care of the basketball in the first half with just 3 turnovers. 4 steals, a couple there at the end of the first half by Jacob Gilliard for the Spiders, and points in the paint led by 18 from Grant Golden in the first half for the Spiders. Taking a look at our out-of-town scores and an in-town score, if you will. VCU trailing Mason at the half on senior night, 41-31. Dayton big time behind LaSalle on the road. GW with an 11-point edge over Fordham at halftime. And as you look at Kentucky and Ole Miss, you see the Wildcats with a slight lead there. St. Louis trailing on the road at Duquesne. Later on tonight, Villanova and Seton Hall, and Florida State and Clemson. That's your rundown of your scoreboard from out of town. We're at halftime from the Robins Center. Spiders leading 40-32 behind that big guy, Grant Golden. What a first half he had. 18 points to lead the Spider attack. You see Quan Four with that nice backdoor cut. It's all Grant Golden all the time for Richmond. Back to Beck and Bob after this on Spider TV.
Back at the Robins Center, our Lumber Liquidators halftime show continues. Both teams back on the court, prepping for the second half, with the Spiders leading UMass by 8 at intermission, 40-32. Greg, before we get into some of the analysis of the first half and a look ahead to the second half, during that first half, the Spider Athletic Department made a major announcement here at the Robins Center. Our good friends Paul and Anne-Marie Quealy have made a lead gift donation of $7.5 million to begin to facilitate a basically basketball practice facility for the Spider men's and women's basketball teams.
Well, that's a tremendous gift to get from Quealy's family, Bob. And I tell you what, it was just a nice gesture on his part. He's a graduate. Actually, I graduated with him and his wife in the 80s. Won't tell you the exact date, but anyway, he's been just a generous donator for the Spiders, and this is a tremendous gift for them and for the men's and women's basketball program. To have that facility means so much for recruiting purposes, just to keep up. Everybody's doing it around the country, so it's really nice to see that the Quealys are doing that for the Spiders.
And more than just basketball, of course, it'll have weight training, it'll have strength and conditioning, athletic training, basketball offices, academic rooms for the student athletes as well.
Yeah, that's going to be really nice for all those guys to just go out and have the facility for themselves. Again, a lot of people, it's a small university, but a lot of people don't realize that everybody has to use the gyms, and you have to time it out right now. And you want to have that the luxury where the coaching staff can just go out and do things, lift weights or whatever you want, and have that flexibility as a program. So you have that with Quealy having a help in that. It's just great to see that for the Spiders student athletes.
If the rest of the fundraising goes as successfully as we are sure it will, they're hoping to be able to open it in 2020. All right, let's take a look at some of these first half highlights. Matt showed you some of them just a little bit ago. The guy for the Spiders with all the highlights, Grant Golden.
Well, 18 points, Bob, but he's scoring in a variety of ways, which is nice to see. You see him posting up with his back, and he's getting the ball and finishing it. We've seen him step out and shoot the three. He's played really good on the defensive end with a couple blocks and dribble outs. But what I like here, he's dishing the basketball, Bob. He's playing an all-around solid game for the Spiders. He looks like he has much more energy for the Spiders tonight, especially that first half where he came and set the tone for the Spiders, and they're up 8 coming into this second half. Let's see if Grant can continue that. That's the big thing for the Spiders, but we've seen them early on in this season get out to really nice leads, have a nice cushion in the first half, and come out and become really sluggish in the second half. So I'm guaranteed Coach Mooney mentioned that 2, 3, 4 times to him and let him know, keep up that attack.
Spiders will get the ball first to start the second half. Jacob Gilliard will have it in his hands. And by the way, Jake set another record tonight. 3 assists in the first half. He's now Richmond's all-time freshman assist leader. He eclipsed you in steals and Ken Atkinson in assists. So you and Kenny have something in common.
There you go. I tell you what, Jake's going to have a lot of records, Bob, broken in those categories because he's just a tremendous player for the Spiders. And he's done a nice job adjusting to the college game here.
Well, halftime didn't cool off Grant Golden either. He gets the first bucket of the second half, but he's got his 9th 20-point game of the season already, and we still have the second half to play. There's a dunk by Malik Hines for UMass to get those 2 points back.
He's been quiet. He really hasn't scored that much. He comes in averaging almost 8.5 points a game for UMass.
Sherrod gets free. More points in the paint for the Spiders. And I think they actually went back and gave Pipkins that basket in the first half. Yeah. Remember that twisting acrobatic layup? We thought he got it. They originally gave it to Hines. They've given it back to Pipkins. And that's coming back to the Spiders. So Pipkins has 10, and Hines now has 4.
Yeah, that made sense because Pipkins had that twisting acrobatic shot. He fell down.
So they had 2 players in double figures in the first half. Anderson 18, Pipkins 10. And the Spiders with the game-high score, that's Golden with 20 and 22.
Yeah. Everything he's throwing up, it's going in, Bob. But the thing is, for the Richmond Spiders, what you want to do here is to take the heart and soul out of these guys at UMass right now. You know, they're down. They don't have a lot of depth on the bench. Really sluggish. Don't have a lot of scoring. Trying to find guys to score. They just don't look like they're ready to play in the second half. So you want to really take it out of them and bury them if you can.
And as we said, they're coming off that gut-wrenching overtime loss. That's a nice drive there by Lawan Pipkins. He just finds ways to score.
Yeah, and you know, you talk to the coaching staff for UMass, I'll tell you, especially over the summer, the difference, he wasn't doing this last year, Bob, you recall. He wasn't scoring like this, but he worked hard on his game all summer. That's what it takes for young guys listening out there. Keep working on your game.
Pierre spins one up there. He still hasn't scored. Spiders are 4 on 2. Sherrod in transition. Puts it home.
Timeout, UMass.
Well, the Spiders have started the second half pretty much the same way they started the first, on a run. And Richmond has built the lead to its largest of the game. It's now a dozen for the Spiders. 17:46 to go, second half. Timeout, UMass. Grant Golden with 22. Richmond up by 12.
Cap Center presents Teamwork Tips with Spiders men's basketball coach Chris Mooney.
You can't have the same game plan for every single team. You need to adjust to the strengths of your opponent. Are they fast? Do they press? Do they shoot threes? A customized game plan gives you the best chance of victory when the final buzzer sounds.
At Cap Center, teamwork is everything. That's why we'll work with you to develop a customized game plan for buying, selling, or refinancing your home. To learn about our zero closing cost options, visit capcenter.com/spiders.
Do you suspect that a woman could be pregnant with your child right now? If you aren't married to the child's mother, your rights as a father could be at risk. You can protect your rights by registering with the Virginia Birth Father Registry within 10 days of your child's birth. Registering helps prevent your future child from being adopted without your knowledge. You can also explore options to co-parent or even assume sole custody. For more information, visit VABirthfatherregistry.com.
Richmond basketball is brought to you in part by Cabell Childress, the #1 agent with Long & Foster, who sold 265 homes in 2016. Cabell Childress is the personal realtor of men's basketball coach Chris Mooney, football coach Russ Huseman, and men's lacrosse coach Dan Chamati. Contact Cabell Childress, a 1998 UR grad, to help you buy or sell a home in RVA. By the UR Spider Shop online, your place for University of Richmond gear and supplies. Visit urspidershop.com for your spider supplies today. UR's Chris Mooney, VCU's Mike Rhodes, two coaches squaring off to settle the debate once again. Which coach is the best cook in the RVA. Find out Thursday, April 19th, 6 o'clock, 6th Annual Positive Vibe Cafe's Coaches Cook-Off in the Dewey Gottwald Center at the Science Museum of Virginia. This year, Coach Mooney joins Michael Hall of Spoonbread Bistro. Get your tickets today and support the Spiders, Coach Mooney, and Max's Positive Vibe Cafe's training program for people with disabilities. Go online at positiveviberva.com or at the Positive Vibe Cafe.
Grant Golden is cooking tonight.
Yes,
He's 22 points for the Spiders, and he's got a little spice to his cooking right now.
Keep it going, Beck. Keep it going. Master chef that you are. Master wordsmith that you are. Here's Hines over Golden around the rim and good. So the timeout by UMass results in the bucket by Malik Hines. He has 6. Quan 4 with a dribble drive to the basket, explodes to the rim and right into your screen. Missed the layup, but will get free throws.
That's what we're used to seeing by Quan 4. Off the dribble, quick move right there, Bob, and just getting to the rim. And usually he'll try to dunk it if he's got his feet set, but that time he just exploded to the rim.
The redshirt junior from Huntsville, Alabama, Quan averaging 10 points per game.
Wide tonight.
Yep, that's just his 3rd point. You're exactly right. But boy, hasn't he improved at the free throw line. 29 of his past 34 now at the stripe for Quan, and he's up to 65%. Did I jinx him?
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on, Quan.
Come
on, buddy.
He's on a roll. He's on a roll.
I got confidence in my guy there. All right, I was sweating a little bit.
Well, a little full court pressure here, Bob. See if the Spiders could disrupt the rhythm a little bit of UMass. Not a strong press, just a little token pressure.
Lead back to 12. That's the Spiders' biggest.
Well, the good news is for Richmond, too, they haven't really, I don't want to jinx it, but they haven't really exerted a lot of energy or had to on the offensive end, even on the defensive end, to be honest with you, Bob, because they've really just gone to Grant Golden on offense. He's been able to score at will.
Now the Spiders shooting for their biggest lead of the game. KO is in for Golden. And that's a foul off of the ball as the Spiders passed it on the perimeter.
Yeah, they got Buckingham trying to post up that time and got Rashawn Miller on the foul.
Again, this is a UMass team playing with 6 scholarship players. Gilliard off of the inbound. He's in double figures with 10. And a 15-point Spider lead.
Yeah, that's a good find.
Gilliard with a steal. Behind his back to Quan 4.
And a foul that time, Bob. That was a great steal by Gilliard with a nice flip behind the back to Quan, and Pipkins came in and got Quan on a foul that time, or he would have dunked it, I thought.
You know, Greg, one of the things I've been talking about of late, and it makes sense when you've lost 5 in a row and 6 out of 7, the Spiders haven't been having very much fun on the basketball court of late. That play right there was fun for the Spiders.
Yeah, exactly. Little smiles on her face. You haven't seen that. The body language for the Spiders last couple games hasn't been like it is right now, Bob. And they needed that. We'll do it again.
Hey, when you're going good at the free throw line, you're going good. You get a second chance to make one.
Yeah.
So that one doesn't count for Quan.
Well, we were talking about Matt McCall, Bob, and trying to get adjusted to his players, the players just in them, and they don't have a lot of depth. And, you know, the tough thing for a college coach is to come in as we look from far above.
Never miss from the Spiders sky team.
That's a great look. But, you know, when you look at that, you haven't seen these different teams. He hasn't been able to play against these different teams. This is a tough league, even though we said it's a young team now, this young conference. These different teams, they play hard, they're different. He has to adjust as a coach to each of the styles of play. And Richmond plays a totally different style than a lot of people in the A-10. And to adjust to it, it's a little difficult at short notice.
I think that game the other day really took a lot out of them. That overtime loss to George Mason. Coach McCall after that game just over and over again said, our kids deserve to win this game. Our kids deserve to win this game. And they did. And it just took a lot out of them.
Yeah, and you're referring to that 3-point plus shot they called a foul on.
Yep.
That they didn't look like a foul from their angle, and they got the call and give George Mason. They made the 3 shots.
Yep.
That's an easy bucket right there. But
well, Nathan Kao got the easy bucket at one end, and then Randall West missed it at the other. It's been that kind of night for both the Richmond Spiders and the UMass Minutemen. Jacob Gilliard with the highlight reel behind the back pass, and the Spiders enjoy a 20-point lead. Friends, the telecast of this game is authorized by the Atlantic 10 Conference. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of any image, sound, account, or description of this game without the express written consent of the Atlantic 10 Conference is strictly prohibited. Jacob Gilliard for the Spiders, 10 points, 5 assists, only 1 turnover, and 3 steals.
Wow, the Spiders got 36 points in the paint. 16 by UMass too, Bob. So they dominated all aspects of the game right now.
And now you just want to keep this going to promote our theme of having fun out there tonight. That's a deep 3 that's short and a flat-footed easy rebound for Buckingham. Spiders by 20. This is one of Richmond's biggest leads of the year.
Yeah, they need a game like this, Bob, to be honest with you. It comes at a good time. They're feeling bad about how they played and how they lost the last game against St. Joe's by 2. Thought they had an opportunity to win that one. And now they just need a blowout game getting ready for conference play.
And you mentioned St. Joe's, and then look what St. Joe's goes out and does. Beats Rhode Island by 30 on senior night for the regular season champions.
Amazing. College basketball is coming up. March Madness is here.
Spiders getting an early start on it tonight. Good steal by Pipkins. And he missed the layup. And West is fouled by Kao.
That's a good hustle play by the Spiders. So the steal was there. They kept hustling to get it. Get back. Forced a miss by Pipkins.
Here's the football quarterback to the free throw line after he was fouled by Kao on the follow. Mentioned it earlier. He joined the team about mid-February. The next day he found himself in a game against George Washington. Matt McCall said, hey, he had no idea what he was doing out there. He didn't know the plays, but I loved his hustle and I loved his energy.
And that's all you look for in a lot of cases, Bob. These guys are role players coming off the bench. You want them to play hard and hustle, do the little things to help you win.
And he's getting the hang of it. He had 8 points against George Mason Saturday and 6 rebounds and 3 block shots.
Yeah, it's not bad.
for a football quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
Who obviously had played high school basketball, but not since. The Spider lead at 18. Gilliard and Golden. 10 to shoot. Down the lane, it's Buckingham foul. And on the floor again.
Yes, and hit his side pretty hard that time coming down. Shake it off.
C.J. Anderson gets the foul, Greg, after 18 in the first half. He hasn't scored in the second half. Two free throws here for Buck. Nestles that first one in. One of the Spiders' better free throw shooters at 78%. Looking to go into double figures for the 19th time this season. And he does. Pipkins spins out of the double team. Pierre from the deep reaches of the corner, and Golden yanks down the rebound. It's his 9th, so he's a rebound away from a double-double that'll be his 5th of the year.
Yeah, one shot and done, which is good by the Spiders. They really clean up those misses.
Sherrod from the low post. Hasn't he been effective from there?
Yeah, and that was an isolation for Nick, Bob. 4 out, 1 in. It was Nick going one-on-one against his man.
4 of the 5 Spider starters are now in double figures. And the lead grows to 22. Pipkins reduces it back to 20.
You see that coming from our angle, Bob. He had that angle on the defender. I think it was Johnson, Julius Johnson. He went right by him that time.
Sherrod tonight, 11 points. His 21st double-figure game. Good ball movement. Johnson, an air ball, but Sherrod, the follow, couldn't get it to drop through the net, and the Spiders touched it last.
Wow. Julius, that was a tough shot. Just not in the groove right now. He's in a slump.
So Chris Mooney makes a couple of changes. Juan 4 is back in the game, and will reset the Spiders. 4, Buckingham, KO, Golden, and Sherrod. A floater in the lane by Miller is good. Rayshawn Miller. I like seeing the Spiders playing with Golden and KO out there together.
Yeah, see what they can do. This again, looking at matchups and looking at kind of the 5 out there you can use in a situational game.
The lob to Golden, but he had it stolen from behind by Jalen Franklin, a 6-foot sophomore who's in for UMass, and that'll be a KO foul on Anderson. KO gets his second, and a 2-shot opportunity here for C.J. Anderson to get his first point to the second half.
Yeah, as we said, UMass has some transfers coming in. A couple guys from pretty well-named schools. Memphis is one, and Rutgers is another school they got transfers coming in from. So I think Fairleigh Dickinson is another school. So they got some guys coming in and waiting that will be able to play at the transfer.
Yeah, some of their folks were saying before the game, you won't recognize us next year. Our roster will look entirely different. And they've actually been amazed that they've won 11 games this year with what they've been through. But you know what? No one's going to feel sorry for them because everybody's going through something.
Absolutely.
With all due respect.
And fans want instant gratification. Yes. They don't give a darn what's going on, right?
Yes. Are we on delay today? Greg Beckwith getting fired up here. Nice touch pass from 4 to Sherrod. Back to 4 to the basket, and it rolled out on him.
Wow, there's good spacing big time that time for the Spiders.
Grant Golden has a double-double, his 5th of the year. Sherrod from deep. Look at that shot.
Look at that shot. Golden, coast to coast, rebound, an assist. Grant's done it all tonight, Bob. Spiders 65-45, 11:33 in. When you watch Nick post up one-on-one, he does a great job. Balanced scoring for the Spiders. Really nice to see it happen.
Whenever you have a chance to give back to the community, it's a special day.
I just had the opportunity to help a mother and her 3 children move into a home.
So Mobile Mini is actually more than just the leader in secure storage and office rentals. We are a community player.
Giving back is one of Mobile Mini's core values. It's something that's ingrained in us.
I take pride in knowing that my efforts in the community is helping to make someone's life better.
At Outback, Big Australia is back. So for a limited time, your favourites are getting even bigger. 18-ounce centre cut sirloin kind of big. Aussie Bloom big. Boomerang beer flights big. 6-layer chocolate cake and ultimate Great Barrier combo big. Our biggest entrees ever. Hurry in now. Outback Steakhouse. Aussie rules. And come in every day for big lunch combos starting at $7.99.
Every great community started with a vision. Someone looked at what was and dreamed of what could be. And while Lakewood is known for gracious retirement living, we're expanding to bring innovative new choices to Richmond's West End. New hybrid homes, creative floor plans, and underground parking are only the beginning. It's a new era in West End retirement living. For details, go online or call 804-655-0939. Lakewood, live the life you envision.
Bob and Beck back with you at the Robins Center. And Blake, our director, the Killer Bees, Bob, Beck, and Blake.
Oh, the Killer Bees from Pittsburgh? Is that what you're saying?
No, I did not say that. 2 against 1 there, Mr. Pittsburgh Steeler. All right, Spiders shooting 58% from the field now for the game, including 60% here in the second half. That's why they've opened up a 20-point game, and UMass shooting just 40%.
Well, the Spiders' defense, they're only giving up 1 shot, and they're getting the rebound, and they're gone. So that's the good thing. They're rebounding off of missed shots.
Sherrod guarding Pipkins. Well, jab step by Anderson, lost the ball, got it back. Pierre tries again, and there's his first points of the game for Carl Pierre.
That's the only thing you got to worry about, Bob. If UMass starts to hit threes, they just start jacking up shots in their threes. That's what you got to worry about.
Pierre was 0 for 5 from the line and 0 for 9 overall. Sherrod gets one under the rim. He's got 16. Boy, every night you look down at his stat sheet, Craig, and he's got 16, 18, 20. Nick Sherrod, so consistent in A-10 play. In fact, he's the Spiders' leading scorer in Atlantic 10 games.
Yeah, he's been doing a really nice job. Again, and he's not a selfish player, so if he really got hungry.
How about that steal by Quan 4? Can't finish.
Good hustle back by Pipkins that time.
Yep. He and Pierre, the future of their backcourt. Pipkins, the sophomore, Pierre, the freshman. The 3 no good, and Sherrod had the rebound and was fouled by Jalen Franklin, another of their walk-ons, and a former manager in uniform.
Yeah. Amazing. But what I was saying about Nick, Bob, he's not a selfish player. If he ever got hungry and aggressive and really started taking shots when he got the ball, he'd probably score more points because he's a very efficient player on the offensive end.
It's just not his manner.
Yeah.
It's just not his personality, and I mean that in such a respectful and positive way. He goes to the bench, 7 of 13, plus 7 rebounds for his 16 points. Halfway through the second half. Buckingham to Golden. To the basket. Got tied up, but stayed with it and put it in.
The center against the quarterback. So, nice play by Grant Golden. There's no way Randall West can watch him in the post. And Grant knows he's patient, took his time, and Went right over top of him.
Grant 2 away from tying his career high. 26. He's got 24 tonight.
Yeah, when you watch Grant, he just takes his time. He knows he has him on his back. Actually, Randall West did get a piece of the ball, but Grant stayed with it. But just stayed with it, patient. He knows he's stronger than him in the post, taller, and just finished it.
Greg, he now has 455 points in his freshman season. He's approaching Charles Stevens for the second most points by a Spider freshman. And who knows, Mike Perry, who maybe we thought was out of reach at 494. If the Spiders keep playing, Grant's got a shot at that.
Yeah.
Ko does a nice job on defense. Pierre goes up and under and got hit from behind.
Foul on Spiders, number 11, Devontae Buckingham. He's second, team's four.
Buckingham on the foul.
Key is Coach Mooney's still up, and you see him coaching from the sideline. He wants these guys to stay mentally involved, mentally engaged in the game, especially on the defensive end, Bob. No let up. Keep playing hard. Tendency for players to start playing and get bad habits when you start looking at him. And coaching his 13th year, Bob, and he understands the importance of just staying focused and really getting out. He's done a really nice job molding these guys, keeping them together. The young, inexperienced team, they have grinded games out. They've played hard, and they've been competitive.
Yeah, that's the point. We talk about a lot of these other Atlantic 10 teams with all these young stars that'll be back next year and look different. Well, the Spiders are serving notice that this whole group basically will be back next year.
Yeah, and they have a good nucleus of players coming back, and
really back for a couple
years.
Yeah.
It's so important to get experience, and guys like Jake Gilliard play as much as he has. Grant Golden, as he drives to the bucket and gets fouled, means so much.
So one thing Grant hasn't done tonight is go to the free throw line. He's going to get a chance here. He's got 24 points, all from the field.
There's no one on UMass tonight can watch Grant Golden on defense. It's just a mismatch.
.65% free throw shooter. He's got 25. Looking to tie his career high with this free throw. It would move him within 2 points of Charles Stevens for second on the freshman scoring list at Richmond, and there he is. And there he goes. 26 for Grant, tying his career high. 21-point Richmond lead. The biggest has been 22 with 8:35 to play. Buckingham, an easy steal. Ko to the basket for two.
Good play by Buck. Steal, push out, assist.
They looked so comfortable running, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Buckingham and Ko particularly.
May see that more often, in the last couple years.
Rayshawn Miller for UMass. Anderson wanted to shoot, didn't. Tries a contested off-balance shot, and Ko in traffic.
Good defense again by the Richmond Spiders, Bob. Really made C.J. Anderson take a really tough shot there.
UMass shooting under 40% for the game. Kirby from Gilliard. Joe Kirby, the senior, in the home finale, knocks down the three.
That's important. Nice to see Joe. First bucket of the night for him, and then last time on this floor as a Richmond Spider to hit that shot.
Largest lead of the game. Now Pipkins, a relatively quiet 14 points tonight. Tried to dish it off, and Gilliard knocked that away, and Kirby came up with it. Sherrod in transition for three.
That's what you want, Bob. Open it up, Enjoy it, laugh, have a little fun, relax. It's what you want. 79-50 with 6:49. Spread the ball around, find guys open. Guys are hitting threes. Really like to see it right now. 79-50 the Spiders as they continue to share the basketball, play as a team, and finish in the paint with points. Nice play by Grant Golden there.
Been a fun night for the Richmond Spiders, led by Grant Golden, who has tied his career high with 26. He's moved within 2 points of Charles Stevens for second in freshman scoring in a single season. And Jacob Gilliard tonight with 6 assists has set the Spider freshman record for assists in a season, surpassing the now head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, former Spider great and Hall of Famer Kenny Atkinson.
I got to watch a little bit of Kenny's team the other night against the Cavaliers of Cleveland. Almost pulled up that victory.
79-50, Richmond with 6:35 to go. Pierre, that must be his favorite spot there in the corner, huh?
Yeah, I don't think he went on the bench and sat down at the timeout. He stayed in that corner. He's been hitting shots there.
He's got 8 points, couple of threes. Sherrod with 19. Can he get another one and get another 20-point game? He has really turned it on since conference play began.
Yeah, they really are looking for him that time.
Kale with a great dribble drive from the top of the key to the top of the backboard.
Yeah, they really like KO's upside, Bob. The coaching staff, Coach Mooney talks about that all the time.
That's going to be an and one for Malik Hines.
Yeah, they don't like that now. They foul by KO. He got over here a little late on the rotation. And, you're a young player, you got to let that happen. Looking at the score, don't foul a guy who's getting to the basket.
Julius Johnson and Grant Golden coming back here for Richmond. Buckingham and KO going out. Spiders will wrap up the regular season Saturday night against their nemesis, George Mason, in Fairfax, 7 o'clock game. Hines misses the chance for the three-point play.
There's one guy you really want to have a good game here last 5.5 minutes, Bob, and that's Julius Johnson, a positive contribution, especially on the offensive end. See if he can get out of his slump. Get him a layup.
Golden backs his way in and could not control the rebound. He was standing out of bounds when he tried to grab it.
Yeah, it looked like he got fouled, but they weren't going to call that when he got smacked on the arm that time. He was an undersized guy.
That bucket could have given him a career high, but couldn't finish it off. You mentioned George Mason. They're actually in town here tonight, playing across town at VCU, and they're in quite a game with the Rams. They led for a good portion of that game. VCU now up 4, 64-60 with 9:50 to go. A steal by Jacob Gilliard. Add that to his total. He's got 81 now on the season. He's approaching Tony Dobbins' single season record.
Just knows where to go, where the ball is.
He's got it now. And 3 more points for Gilliard. Jake now with 13 points to go along with those 4 steals. 6 assists. That whistle will allow another of the Spider crowd fan favorites, Paul Frenshew, the redshirt junior, to check in for the first time in what apparently is his last home game as well. He'll be able to graduate this spring, and he was introduced on senior night the other night here at the Robins Center.
They called, it was on the floor. Everyone thought that was a 2-shot foul, but it was on the floor on the drive.
So the Minutemen will inbound with 4.5 to play. Pierre off the catch and shoot. Nice looking jumper by Carl Pierre.
Yeah, he moved over on this side of the bucket to the right side, Bob, and hit that basket.
Frenshew, Johnson, left-handed pass is knocked out of bounds. Now Keogh's going to come in for Julius Johnson. So you got Paul Frenshew at 6'10", and Nathan Keogh at 6'6", 6'7" out there for the Spiders.
Yep, bucket 6'4", so nice little lineup.
Frenshew off of the inbound to Keogh. Short, and Hines grabs it. And then UMass throws it away. 14th UMass turnover will take us to our under 4 timeout. Our last TV break of the game, with the Spiders comfortably in front en route to their 10th win of the season, 8th win in the Atlantic 10. They're 3:57 away from that, leading UMass 84-58.
Cap Center presents Teamwork Tips with Spiders football coach Russ Huseman.
People ask me what kind of team we are. Are we an offensive team or a defensive team? Or is it special teams that give us the edge? The answer is yes to all 3. We have to excel at all 3 in order to get a victory.
At Cap Center, we know the importance of excelling in every aspect. That's why we combine a real estate agent, loan consultant, and closing specialist under one roof to save you thousands. Learn about our zero closing cost options at capcenter.com/spiders.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, Mom. We're going out for dinner tonight. You guys want to come?
Why not come here to our place?
It's 5-star.
That sounds good. So, how is the new place?
We love it. Deep Run Park is in our backyard, and all the stores and restaurants we like are still close by. Everyone is just great. Even your father is making friends.
Ha ha ha. Come on, it's time to go.
We have to run.
Wait,
Bye.
Mom.
Rediscover life at Cedarfield. Changing your address doesn't mean changing your life.
14 teams come to compete, but only one will win the crown. The Heart of the Nation will host the Atlantic 10 Men's Basketball Championship at Capital One Arena in March of 2018. 5 days of non-stop basketball action. There can only be one champion. The A-10 Championship at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. March 7th through 11th, 2018. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Along with Greg Beckwith, Bob Black back with you at the Robins Center, wrapping up another home season for the Richmond Spiders. Ending it with an exclamation point here tonight and giving Chris Moody a chance to get some guys some well-deserved playing time. Keith Otto, one of the Spider walk-ons, getting a chance to get in the game now. 4th game he's played in this year. Has a couple of buckets, has a 3-pointer and a 2. Really good shooter.
Knows the offense very well.
Frenshu faking the three. Joe Kirby taking the two. A little fadeaway missed. Got it back. And then lost it. And Anderson against Frenshu. And one. C.J. Anderson now up over 20 points. Tonight he's got 21. That's what he had Saturday.
Yeah, but he's been quiet in the second half.
Yep.
So Spiders have done a nice job on him.
Can I peek at the standings a little bit, Greg? Are we allowed to do that? The Spiders started play tonight tied with Dayton for 8th and 9th, which really wouldn't have mattered, I guess, just who would have worn the white jerseys and who would have worn the dark in the tournament. But Dayton's getting waxed tonight by LaSalle. So the Spiders will flip-flop ahead of them, and then George Mason is in a struggle at VCU tonight. The Spiders, with a win here and a George Mason loss, would be tied with the Patriots for 7th, setting up that game Saturday at George Mason in Fairfax.
Spiders have not had any luck against it.
No.
They're overdue.
That game's not over yet. VCU with a 7-point lead at the under 8 timeout down at the Siegel Center. Crowd wants Frenshu to score, and he just missed it halfway around and out.
It's a nice move. Wouldn't fall.
Pipkins from deep, too deep.
Box
KO,
out.
yep, on the box out, but I think he might get called for the push-off. He is. 4 fouls on number 4.
Well, the Spiders in the Atlantic 10 Conference, first time playing in the capital of D.C., Washington, D.C. Should be fun up there, Bob, and looking forward to it. Different venue for the Spiders in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Hope a lot of the local Richmond fans get up there, whether you're Richmond or VCU or just Atlantic 10 or college basketball fans. We hope you'll make that trip up there. Frenshu, the rebound of the Randall West miss. With 2:35 to go, Greg Beckwith is going to get a chance to get out on Dick Tarrant Court tonight. We'll have our Lumber Liquidators post-game show with head coach Chris Mooney and a player or two. We'll have time for a conversation. Buckingham for 3. Pierre wanted it again from the corner. Instead, he's going to take the runner across the lane, and Buck with the rebound. And Chris Mooney, I think, is going to use a timeout just to get some subs in the game. Julius Johnson will come in, and Jordan Madrid Andrews, the grad student, will get a chance to play in his final home game.
Yep. Paul Frenshu's coming out.
Nice moment there for the Spiders. They're able to enjoy this final home game. Had some fun tonight.
That's good.
Jordan Madrid Andrews hasn't played much. Grad student. Honored here the other night on senior night. He misses the left-hand layup.
Heart was beating pretty fast.
Yes,
the adrenaline was up.
And to say play gets a little ragged, it might be an understatement.
Well,
KO became entangled with Carl Pierre, and the official charged the foul on Pierre.
Yeah, it looked like Pierre tried to KO.
We're having fun at the broadcast table. Our last telecast of the basketball season. I've really enjoyed it. All of our outlets that have taken our production, Spider TV crew. Great job all year long. He can KO. All right, I'm going to try this, Greg. He's now made 10 straight free throws. What do you think?
Well, don't feel good about it, but I have confidence in young man.
Got it.
There you go.
11 straight free throws. On a record-setting night for the Spiders, particularly Jacob Gilliard with assists and steals in the Spider record book. Grant Golden tying a career high with 26. Second chance here for UMass. West misses, and Nathan Kao another rebound.
He's going to be a good player, Bob. Nathan Kao will be a good player. Coach Mooney raves about him and his upside and athleticism and what he could do.
Julius Johnson, baseball pass. Kao. Otto with the tip, but they're going to get him for the foul. Too bad.
Show some hops there.
Yes, he did.
K.O. show some hops. Keith Otto.
Great young kid from Roanoke, Virginia, Keith Otto.
And this is a good sign because you look at the bench, the starters, the guys, they're having fun and watching some of these substitutes who don't rarely get to play. They want them to do well. They're cheering over there for them and laughing and having a good time. It's a relaxing game, and you like to see that, especially at this time of the year. You want to have some fun and take a deep breath and get ready for the upcoming second season, I call it.
Yep.
Post-game, post-tournaments, and get ready for the stretch run.
And it could charge them up for a game that could be for 7th place and maybe even as high as 6th, depending on how things shake out on Saturday night at George Mason. Nice drive by Otto, and he's going to be rewarded with a chance to shoot a couple of free throws.
Yeah, good take. Good take. Aggressive play. We've seen that all night by the Spiders in attack mode.
So Keith will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Well, he's got a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer, and now a free throw.
There it is. They will tease him about how ugly that looked with his teammates.
And he'll say, where did it go?
Yeah,
fellas,
right.
Where did it go?
At the end of the day.
1 out of 2 for him. And one more shot here for UMass, and that'll put a wrap on the Spiders' 10th win of the season. They'll go to 8-9 in the Atlantic 10. Snap that 5-game losing streak. UMass's skid will go to 6 in a row and 11 out of 12. As Jalen Franklin puts what probably will be the last points of the game on the board. It'll be a 90-65 Spider win tonight. Season high in points for the homestanding Richmond Spiders, who finish out their Robins Center season with a 90-65 victory over UMass. Led by Grant Golden with a career-high tying 26 points. The Spiders now 10-19, 8-9 in the Atlantic 10. Our Lumber Liquidators post-game show, conversation, stats, highlights, coming up when we come back to the Robins Center following Richmond's 90-65 win over UMass.
At the University of Richmond, you get a leading liberal arts university in a dynamic capital city, where you can be an accountant and an artist, research alongside faculty, and have an internship in your field. Be part of Division I athletics and highly ranked academics. The University of Richmond. We are, you are.
14 teams come to compete, but only one will win the crown. The Heart of the Nation will host the Atlantic 10 Men's Basketball Championship at Capital One Arena in March of 2018. 5 days of non-stop basketball action. There can only be one champion. The A-10 Championship at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. March 7th through 11th, 2018. Buy your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
This is the place where planets collide, where Pulitzer and Fulbright are full-time residents. Where 28,000 brilliant young minds from 65 countries call home. This is the place that propels the state and lifts the world. UMass Amherst. This is the place.
Fun night for the Richmond Spiders in their home finale this evening. An Atlantic 10 victory over UMass 90-65. Welcome to our Lumber Liquidators post-game show. We started out with Greg Beckwith's conversation with head coach Chris Mooney. Beck.
One of the keys today from Coach Jenkins' keys to the game was get out to a good start. And you guys really got out to a good start tonight.
We did. You know, it was 8-0. Obviously, they called a timeout. I think the second half we started on a good run also. And that's been something we haven't done great, you know, and it's not going to be that lopsided or hasn't been lopsided against us. But we need to start games better and make sure we play with enough energy to give ourselves a chance to compete.
Offensively, it looked like you had really good spacing and then really crisp, sharp cutting in the first part of the game.
We really did. I thought we moved the ball extremely well. I know we had 15 assists at halftime. That's an extremely high number. I thought the ball moved great, you know, and when they went zone, I thought the ball moved just as well. So, you know, that's obviously what our calling card is and what we're looking to do and keep getting better at. So hopefully that can continue to show up as we move forward.
One guy that really had a really big night and was very efficient, got off to a great start, was your center, Grant Golden.
Grant played great. You know, obviously he's had a number of games like this. And, you know, he also played very well on defense. We give our center a lot of responsibility defensively. And he has to talk and identify things more than most players. And he did a really good job of that. We were in our spots. We didn't get lost too much and was terrific offensively.
Coach, talk about how important was it to get a game win like this going into the latter part of the season?
Well, it's huge. You know, obviously we're so close on Saturday against St. Joe's, St. Louis last week. So we need a good game where we can just feel good and move the ball nicely and exhale to a certain degree. Be a very tough matchup at Mason on Saturday, but going into the conference tournament, we just wanted to make sure that we played well and we feel good about ourselves.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Great job. Now we'll bring in that guy, Grant Golden, with a big game tonight. The big man started off quick and strong. Talk about your approach to the game mentally.
You know, Coach Jenkins said that they might come out and play a little zone, and they did that pretty early on. And, you know, I think if we get the ball in the middle, we dissect the zone pretty well. So we did that. I was able to hit a couple shots, and we got going early. So.
Well, you had a career tying highs, 26 points. You had a double-double. Talk about your team play. What was it for you guys to come in? What were you needed to do to get a win tonight?
I think sort of like I just said, just getting off to a fast start. You know, I think Coach Mooney emphasized that if we got off to a fast start, we would be in good shape tonight, and that's what we were able to do. So,
I'll ask you the same question as I asked Coach. How big of a game for this time of the year to get an easy victory going into the latter part of the season?
Huge. Just in the matter of, you know, taking it easy on guys' bodies. I know I got a couple minutes I usually don't get, but no, it was good. Luckily, we were able to put them away, and we were able to keep the lead. So.
You guys had a lot of balanced scoring tonight as well, including yourself. Talk about the importance of getting balanced scoring as well from all your guys.
Yeah, it's huge for us. I think that's why, you know, some of the teams have had a hard time scouting this year because we don't know who's going to have a big night for us. So if we can be balanced scoring like that, it means everything to us on the offensive end.
All right, good job, Grant. Have a good one. We'll see you Saturday. All right. The other star of the night, guys, is a little guy by the name of Jake Gilliard. My man with the big-time assists and steals, breaking single records for steals and assists as a freshman. Talk about this game tonight.
The game tonight was good. You said ask about the game tonight? Sorry, I can't hear you. The game tonight was good. I think we came out here and executed what we wanted to do and kind of set a tone early on. And we were just trying to come out here, get stops, and then run on the offensive end.
How important for you to get off to a quick start as a team? You guys got off to a slow start. I know Coach Jenkins was pressing about that before the game.
I think that's really important for a team, honestly. I think our past couple games we've been starting off really, really slow. I think that's probably a testament to why we've been losing. But when we come out hot, just focused in, dialed in, I think we're pretty good.
Talk about the mentality of this game, of your team. You guys had a tough loss against St. Joe's by 2 on your home court. You come out and have a game like this. What does it mean to have an easy game like this, getting ready for George Mason?
I wouldn't say it's an easy game, but I think we came out and made it easy. I think we can do that in a lot of games in this conference just because it's just like on us. I don't think it's really about the other teams. But it's really important for us. I think we need to win this George Mason game, and so hopefully we can get it done.
Can you give the fans and the audience a little idea of how you get some steals, some of those sneaky steals you get from time to time? We're watching you. Bob Black has said a lot of times he doesn't even see it, you get them so quick.
I think everybody in the stands can kind of see. A lot of the times I'm trying to hide behind the offense, so I'm just trying to get steals like that.
All right. Congratulations on the win. Good luck to George Mason, my man. All right, Bob, we'll send it back to you now.
All right, Greg Beckwith, let's start with Jacob Gilliard. 13 points, 6 assists, 4 steals in 36 minutes. So let's see what he did tonight. He surpassed my man, Greg Beckwith, for steals in a season. He's now second. Tony Dobbins had 85. That's the single season steals record. Jake now has 81, and he's got at least 2 more games to break that. And then he also surpassed Kenny Atkinson's freshman mark for assists in a season. So he got that tonight. So a couple of records for Jacob Gilliard. And then Grant Golden with the career high tying 26 points, 12 of 17 from the field, 11 rebounds, as you alluded to, Beck. That's his 5th double-double of the season for Grant Golden. And I like what Jacob Gilliard said at the end there. Maybe it wasn't an easy game, but we made it an easy game, and they'll feel really good about that.
Yeah, the way you play, we talked about that at the beginning of the game, Bob. How do you play and finish games? That's important. You know, Coach Jenkins said, at the beginning of the game, we have to get off to a quick start, and we haven't done it in the last couple games. But not only get off quick start, finish the game and finish it in the right manner. They did that for 40 minutes. Everybody who came in contributed positively, and that's what you want. You want to have a feel-good game, especially this time of year when you have a tough loss, as you did on your home court the other night by 2 points against St. Joe's.
And I think Coach Mooney, in answering your question, was as happy with the way the Spiders started the second half as he was with the way they started the first, that there was no let-up at halftime, and they basically did the same thing to start the second half that they did to start the game.
Well, I think that was important. We talked about him getting up and really keeping those guys staying focused on defense, especially, Bobby. Didn't want to lose that edge. They got some steals in the latter part of the game. I thought that was important. And then even the bench players coming in, you might not be scoring, like we said, Julius Johnson not scoring, but staying mentally engaged in the game. We saw them do it from start to finish, and that's important going into an away game, your last game on the road, where you haven't had success at George Mason. You have to come out and be ready mentally more so than physically at that point in time.
Certainly gained the confidence from this one tonight. Let's look inside some of the numbers of the Spiders' 90-65 victory over UMass. Richmond shoots 57% from the field. UMass shoots only 42%. Points in the paint, the Spiders were terrific there with 46. They had 25 points off of turnovers, 9 zip on fast break points. All of the numbers very decidedly, Greg, in the Spiders' favor.
Wow, 27 assists, 6 turnovers. That's an amazing stat. And 10 steals, Bob. Tremendous all-around game by the Spiders. Balanced scoring. You see, talked about the balanced scoring and the spacing on offense and the fluidity, I thought was very important how the Spiders did on the offensive end. They spread you out, cut. They went through and made some sharp cuts and good passes. And Grant Golden had some nice assists as well. We talked about, he had 3 assists tonight in the game, and he made some nice passes as well.
So 4 in double figures, as Greg said, balanced scoring for Richmond beyond Golden's 26, 19 for Nick Sherrod, and then the 13 apiece for Gilliard and Buckingham. C.J. Anderson was UMass's leading scorer with 22. All right, now what do the Spiders have to do to snap that losing skid against George Mason and maybe move ahead of the Patriots in the Atlantic 10 standings for seeding position to the conference tournament?
Well, they definitely have to get out and play like it did in the first half, Bob. Get out and set that tone. You see them attacking and these clips, Bob. They attacked. Grant Golden was great. They had good spacing. They'll have to do that on the road. And this is a goal to get a win against George Mason, one of the teams they haven't had success with in the last couple years. And they really, really need to come out and do the little things on the road. Hit shots like we've seen tonight and get a balanced scoring attack. They can do that. They'll have a great opportunity to win up at George Mason.
Enjoyed it back all season long, and especially tonight, our last telecast. It's really been a lot of fun throughout the entire course of the season.
Yes, it has. We enjoyed it, and ups and downs, but these guys are fun to watch.
For Greg Beckwith and our entire hard-working Spider TV crew, we tip our cap to them for a great season of Spider TV broadcast. Your final score one final time, Richmond 90, UMass 65. Bob Black saying so long from the Robins Center.